Good morning, adorable Earth Angels. Today we're going to talk about an interesting subject, being cracked open. I got to have this experience personally a day or two ago, and I witnessed a number of other people going through essentially what amounts to a difficult personal or spiritual moment where everything gets cracked open. So if you take a full breath in, lengthen your spine. The good news about this is something of a blessed event. It's difficult and challenging, and nobody really wants to go through it unless you're a little bit of a spiritual junkie and you're looking for the thing that propels you forward in your evolutionary path. A bunch of angels just fell out. I pre-drew for this talk. The first that came out was Sandalphon, a seraphim that represents power, the power to feel, the power to be yourself. And then partnership, and Hadraniel love, and Amarushaya blessings, and Hemiad miracles, two seraphim, and Serviel courage. That's quite a little weave of angels that comes together. And I think they show up in order to soften the blow, in order to make the difficulty of the circumstance a little more bearable. And as a reminder that we don't incarnate here in 3D to experience heaven perfectly. We come down here for interesting things, for challenging things, for difficult things, for things that expand us and spur our evolutionary and spiritual growth. And the only way to expand, one of the ways to expand spirit is to come down here and experience the trials and tribulations and the difficulty of being cracked open. So, so many versions of being cracked open. I guess I should start a little bit as an untrained, when I was more of an untrained empath. If you're feeling other people's stuff, you get cracked open all the time. Sometimes it's 24/7. Sometimes it feels like it's for seasons or years at a time. And so this version of being cracked open is once you're a little bit stable or safe or balanced or free, complacency can become an issue. We get stuck, we get in a rut. And cracked open, sometimes we can be cracked open from a good place and some place that spurs us. Rumi, talking about the beloved. If you've ever been a very powerful experience. And so if you're not familiar with Rumi, I invite you to go check him out. And one of the things that he talks about, or one of the things that spurred both his poetry, his understanding of the heart, and his spiritual growth, was the dynamic of being in a dualistic relationship with a beloved, with having something that you loved so much that it cracked your heart open, it cracked your mind open, it cracked your spirit open. It dragged him to understanding of love for the divine, love for our humanity, love for this process. Danger can crack you open. A threat of loss can crack you open. Actual loss can crack you open. Last week, a friend of mine passed away, and she was too young. She had left a young son, and that part of it is definitely a tragedy. And that's balanced by my personal belief and or experience that, we go to a better place, and that when you're back in spirit, it's safer than it is down here. And holding those two truths together can crack you open. So the first part of being cracked open, my first advice to anybody that needs it is you got to survive it. And the second is you have to notice, and you have to get out of whatever story is in there and just kind of look at it with a little bit of distance and say, okay, what's really going on here? If you're in a circumstance of unrequited love, or if somebody is lovesick over you, both of those can be very powerful experiences. Where if you are somebody else's beloved and there's just nothing there for you in that regard, no romantic love, then that can be challenging on both parties. And so whichever side of that coin you're on, and if you're lucky, I guess, or if you're then you'll be on both sides of that coin. And you breathe and you notice and you try and do your best. So I'm going to repeat the angels. In the long run, if you've been cracked open, you can expect a return of your power. You can expect a better understanding of partnership and how it drives us on sometimes. You'll have a greater capacity to love. Blessings. The event itself is a spiritual blessing. Miracles will come. And it takes courage. So thank you for indulging me in my ramblings today about being cracked open, and good luck with everything. Peace.